We'll go there today.
Yeah, I would.
Sorry, I've
Definitely. And he's got, bless you, he's got his listing. Well, you've seen it if you look on the website.
Shall we interview while it's relatively quiet before lunch people start coming in? Right, it's all nice and relaxed. I can edit it and chop it and change it and all that sort of thing in case I go wrong.
Or I chip in at the
or
wrong
you
moment.
chip in at the wrong moment. Well, you know, a
That's
little bit of coffee noises isn't too bad. Okay, so we're talking to Vineyard, who are. Well, I suppose it's probably best if you explain what you are. Do you want to introduce yourselves and tell us what it is you actually do?
Okay, my name's Paul McCormick. I play acoustic guitar, write some of the songs, and do the vocals. Sitting opposite me is my lovely wife TJ, and she sings as well. She does harmonies and she plays percussion.
What sort of material do you do, TJ?
Well, we do a mixture of some of Paul's originals.
You've suddenly started speaking really quietly.
Have I?
Yes. The rest of the conversation is now suddenly you go.
Okay, I'll project my
That's right,
voice.
That's right. Yeah,
Projection, darling. Come on now.
Sorry about that.
We do some of Paul's original stuff, and also we do cover versions, and it ranges from anything from jazz to rock and roll, basically. Most of it is done acoustically with just the guitar, and I sometimes use a tambourine. And then other times, just to give a bit more diversity, we use backing tracks.
Now, we're here at the Art Deco Café in Stanley Park today. You played here for the first time at the weekend. How did you find that?
It was wonderful, but it wasn't actually the first time. We played at the opening of this a few years ago now. That's when the band were in a different format called Pablo's Vineyard. But it was lovely to come back because we know the owners as well. And it was a bit strange because we were thinking how it was going to go because it was 12:30 in the afternoon. But everybody seemed to enjoy it, and we did too. It was a beautiful sunny day, and everybody seemed to be receptive to the songs that we played. So all in all, we were very happy. Above that, we had a few people come down to see us who actually booked us for some more gigs at different places. So, yeah, it was a great day for us.
Now, you write your own material. We'll talk about that in a minute. But for the benefit of someone that's listening and they're trying to envisage what sort of thing you do, give us an idea of some of the covers you play for a general... say you'd play for a lunchtime or an evening gig.
Well, it obviously depends on the audience and the venue. But if it's a daytime and everybody's dining, usually we go for some mellow things like Crimea River, Julie London, jazz standards, some Barbra Streisand, and then we kind of go more up tempo, don't we, through the gig?
Depending on what the audience are like. If we find them being a little bit more receptive to something that's up-tempo, say for example, Sweet Home Alabama by Lynyrd Skynyrd, we can play that, and if they react to that, then we'll do that type of song. But if you see, no disrespect, but some little old lady covering her ears going, "Oh, it's too noisy for me," we'll kind of knock it on the head and go back to playing something a bit more mellow, like Tracy says, maybe Barbra Streisand or some Eagles stuff or Harry Nilsson, something like that. I mean, we do, well, Adele or the Corrs, it's right across the board, really. We don't tend to do stuff that perhaps those young whippersnapper teenagers might like, like Beyonce or something like that. I mean, sometimes people come up and say, "Can you play Beyonce?" And I'm saying, "I've got an acoustic guitar, what do you want me to do here, So really, we kind of, we aim towards, shall we say, a more mature audience, yeah.
So how did you get into music in the first place?
Oh, that's taking me back. I kind of, I liked singing, but when I was at school, I couldn't play guitar, so I had to sort of rely on one of my friends to play the guitar, and then I could sing, but I was quite shy, and people, you can sing, and, we go all red. But in fact, when I moved to Blackpool, I joined my first band, but unfortunately, A few months into it, the band split up. The guys were all a lot older than me. The band was called Colony, and it split up, and I moved on. And then I picked up a guitar and started to learn to play the guitar. And I also went on my travels around the world. So I was in my 20s. Oh, it's a long time ago, love, yes. So yes, I've been playing music since my 20s. I've kind of travelled the world, really. Played in America and Canada, the Caribbean. I've lived in various countries. Troubadour. Yes, I did, love. No, that was in Mallorca. Yes, that was in Mallorca. But yes, it's something that's been part of my life, really. Yeah.
Okay, and how did you get into all this?
When I was younger, I'm not from the Fyldes, I'm originally from Worley, and I used to go to open mic nights, and then I was invited to go and sing in places like cricket clubs and golf clubs, but that was singing, songs from the shows where you had like an audience of, say, 250 people who didn't even get up to go to the loo in between, so it was quite nerve-wracking. But I used to sing, songs from the shows and Barbra Streisand things and one thing and another. But I never really... I was paid for that, but I didn't go into professional singing until I started with the band, which was Pablo's Vineyard at the time, which was myself, my husband Paul, and Ian, a guitarist. And we did that together for 6 years, didn't we? And I started to do all the backing vocals and harmonies, and then I started doing some solo songs as well through the band. And then when the band split up after 6 years, it was just me and Paul, and Paul and I, should I say? That's the correct thing. Paul and I, yeah. So yes, we haven't looked back, have we? The acoustic duo was obviously giving me more opportunities to sing the songs that I like, and it's been great fun so far.
Okay. Now you're available for bookings, aren't you?
Absolutely, yes. Anybody out there wants to book it. In a nutshell, things for TJ and I took a little turn back in September. Both of us were working, and then as is the current climate, both of us is not working, and so we decided to go out and do this professionally. So this is our job, as I say. So yes, we're looking to get our diary filled to capacity. We've been going out looking for different gigs at different places, and the diary's getting fuller and fuller all the time, but to make ends meet, we really need to get realistically about three gigs per week, and we are kind of averaging about 2 at the moment, but I think we'll get there eventually. But yes, we do need to get some more, and so we're a few days a week we go out networking and trying to build this up. But as I say, it is coming together, so we are getting the gigs that we want. Yeah.
And you prepared to travel? Where can you get to?
It depends. If somebody's going to give us money, we'll travel to the ends of the earth. In fact, there was a chap the other week wants us to go to Latvia. Mm-hmm. Not this year, but next year he wants us to play at his wedding. So if we can sort the finances out, then of course we'll do it, yeah.
He's a barman in Mojito in Lytham.
He's a lovely guy.
He's a lovely guy, and he really enjoys our set. His favourite song is when we do the slow version of Jolene, Dolly Parton, so we always sing that for him. But yeah, he's decided he wants us to play at his wedding, so...
So if anybody else is listening in Latvia at the moment, you could put a tour together, couldn't you?
Yes, of course. That's it. The Eastern Bloc, aye. Why not?
Why not? And then when it comes to the song contest, they're all madly interested in music, so
well, this is it. Big in Latvia. It's got a good ring to it, hasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, don't knock it.
Hey, I don't. Not at all.
Quite a few people we know. You know, what was that one that came up? It was so obscure. It was amazing, but I was very pleased with it. Was it? What's his name? Oh,
I can't remember.
Memory. was going to say trou de mémoire. We were talking to Steve Coe, and one of his friends is on the hit parade somewhere, and it has a big following in a foreign country.
Oh yes,
very obscure.
Steve Coe. Do you know Steve Coe? He's a professional songwriter. He lives in St Anne's.
No, I don't know.
He's a producer. He worked with. Remember Monsoon?
Yes.
The Asian girl out to Grange Hill.
Yes, I do.
Dating myself very slightly there. He put that band together,
Right.
and he worked with her and did all sorts of things with Peter Gabriel and all sorts of weird things. He wrote a hit for was it the Zombies?
Yeah.
Colin Blunston. Was it Colin Blunston? The
Oh,
Zombies?
don't ask me the names.
Yeah, he wrote a hit for the Zombies ages ago, and the Zombies are very big in the Philippines apparently, and they had a #1 fairly recently. So these things.
It's like the Titans, isn't it? If
Yes.
Celtic.
What's the different thing altogether?
All sorts of things. Sort of once you've recorded something or written something and sent it off into the ether, you never know where it's going to re-emerge again, do you?
Yeah.
The thing about it is, we live in the British Isles, and a lot of people I talk to about music, they tend to think of it as being, I don't mean the centre of the music industry, but they forget other places outside of here. I mean, for example, I used to live in Madrid, and I played music out there, and the audiences that we had out there are really, really nice and receptive, So, yes, there are other places, regardless if it's Eastern Europe or elsewhere. If they like the music and they're going to, buy into it, then, hail to that.
Now, you, as well as doing the cover versions, you also write your own material.
I do, yes.
How did you first get into writing your own stuff, and how do you go about it? Do you get words first? Do you get the music first? It all come together?
It's a combination. I think I just pick up the guitar and start off with a few chords, and it's a bit like I sing almost in like Swahili, if you like. Just making the actual shapes of the words, and then all of a sudden a line will come to you. Or if I can remember a good line, I'll write it down and then put it back in there later on. Sometimes a song could start off in about a certain subject, but by the time it gets to the end, it's totally changed. There is no sort of format to it. I don't mean it's weird and wonderful, but a song will just come to you. But the funny thing is, I've been writing songs for years. And I've got, I've never had a major record company or anything like that. I've never had a record deal, but I've done a few sort of CDs of my own material. And one of the CDs was called 9 Sad Songs. So, the kind of clues in the title there. And I'm not that sad, really. But when I first met my wife again, I know it sounds a bit strange, but I wrote some songs about my wife, if you like. But now that we're married and we've got together, I haven't been writing anything, so maybe it's because I'm so happy that I don't have to write these songs anymore.